So the Mavic 2 has been out for a couple weeks now, and just like the Mavic and the Phantom, a lot of third-party accessories are starting to hit the market. So here's a few products from PGYTECH. Now, they actually sell this through the DJI.com website. I'll make sure all the links are down below in the description, so feel free to check those out. So if you previously owned a Mavic or a Mavic Air or something like that, you've more than likely have seen a lot of these products used in the past for those. So if you've already seen it, feel free to skip this one. If you haven't, these are some accessories that you might want to look into getting for your Mavic 2. Now the first product we'll talk about is the control stick protector. This product really came about a while back when the Mavic came out, because in the first edition of the Mavic, as well as the Spark, you weren't able to take off the remote control sticks. With the Mavic Air as well as the new Mavic 2, you're able to take off the sticks. So as you guys know, if you have the Mavic 2 or the Mavic Air, you're able to remove the joysticks just like that, place them underneath. This product actually came about a couple years ago when you weren't able to do that. So when you weren't able to remove these sticks, or for those people that just didn't want to remove them because they're fearful of losing them, what you have here is a protector that protects the sticks from getting banged around while in transit. So all you have to do is, just like you saw me do right here, is take out the remote control stick protector, and as you can see, it is cut in the back here to fit right around the sticks. This is also made to protect your screen, so if you wanted to make sure you had protection on this screen, that's what this area is for right here. You can leave your sticks on, and all you have to do is place these right over the joysticks. That way, if you wanted to keep them on and you don't want to keep taking them off and fear losing them, you can use something like a protector just like this. Now your joysticks are protected from getting banged around while you're in transit, so you can now throw this into your backpack or your bag and not have to worry about the sticks getting jammed or snapped off if you have something like this on. The next product we'll talk about is the propeller holder for the DJI Mavic 2. Now, for those that want to travel with your Mavic and you don't have a case yet, something like this is also a good alternative for you to protect the propellers from getting stuck on anything inside of your bag. So this comes in two pieces just like that. As you can see here, the first piece is a top rubber piece right here, which is formed to fit right over this props of your Mavic 2, and as well as the bottom here, it is another gel rubber piece. The propellers on the bottom of your Mavic would go through here, and these would form fit to cover up your sensors and your camera on the bottom of the Mavic. Let me install this really quick. Now, if you don't have a hard or a soft case for your Mavic 2, a lot of times you're just kind of stuffing this into your backpack or your bag. But what happens when you do that, of course, is that these propellers don't stay in one place. So they will always get caught on something in your bag while you're putting it in and out of it. So what these do is really protect and keep the propellers in place. So all you have to do is put the propellers here straight forward, stack them up. Now right here, it's a little rubber band in the middle, and all it does is protect the tips of your propellers, and these clip onto the sides just like that. Super simple. And what it does, it keeps the arms in, as well as it keeps your propellers in place, so that when you're putting it in and out of your bag, it keeps it nice and organized and it doesn't catch on anything on the way in or on the way out. What you want to do is make sure that your propellers are stacked here on the top. This little opening right here is where the propellers are going to sit into, and then all you have to do is make sure that these back grooves here sit where the feet of your Mavic 2 is, to protect the cameras and sensors on the bottom. So to install the bottom one, just make sure that you open this up, lift up propellers just a little bit, scoop underneath, put them all in there just like that. Now set this in, and of course the grooves fit right over the landing pads on the back here. And now the bottom of your Mavic 2 is protected by this rubber piece, as well as your propellers are also protected and organized here, so they're not flaring out to the side, getting caught on anything in your bag. Like I said, this is a good alternative if you don't have a hard case yet or a travel case for it, and you are still putting this into your backpack just alone like this with no protection. This is a good alternative just to make sure that you're not breaking your propellers, or in this case, even breaking the arms while you're in transit. Now, last product we have here is the connector for the Mavic 2. Now, this product is really meant to give you a little bit more creative freedom with it, which is pretty cool. Actually, they've had something similar to these for some of the previous drones, but what I liked about this one is that it is a solid piece of ABS plastic that form fits right to the top of your Mavic 2, and it's even color matched, so it blends right in with it. Looks like it's a factory piece. I mean, it actually feels really nice and sturdy while it's on. So to install it, pretty straightforward. There's little tabs right here that are going to go into this groove right here onto your Mavic 2. All you have to do is put that inside and make sure it clicks down, and put the other side and it clicks down just like that. You have a form-fitting plastic piece that is able to carry a 1/4-20 thread right on top. Now on their website, they have some samples that are carrying an Insta360 just like this. So if you wanted to fly your drone and get some 360 shots, you're able to attach it just to the top like that. Now it would be nice if PGYTECH actually made one for the bottom, because on the top here, of course, if anything you're shooting that is 360, this whole bottom area, you're going to start seeing the drone. So if they made one from the bottom, that'd be really nice. But for me, when I saw the 1/4-20, as you guys know, I like to do a lot of creative lighting stuff. So of course I have a bunch of lume cubes, and these have a 1/4-20 thread right here at the bottom. You can just screw this on. And if you guys haven't seen some of my previous videos, I actually did a full lighting up a couple of Teslas at night, and we used lume cubes as well as the original Mavic 1. So I'll make sure that's linked above if you want to watch that whole lighting sequence and lighting setup and how we lit up 2 Teslas at night and did a big composition photo of that. And now you have a big bright front headlight to use if you wanted to do something at night, if you wanted to do some creative lighting stuff, if you wanted to light up an area. You now have a nice bright light in the front of your drone. You can, of course, with the lume cubes, you can adjust the settings on this to make it brightness between 1 to 10. So you have a lot of options with this, you know, both for using it for just lighting up an area, or if you want to do some creative lighting stuff. Now remember, when you are adding attachments to your drone, you are changing the weight distribution just a little bit. So make sure you sit there at a hover, see how your drone reacts to it first before you take off. Another thing I noticed too, and this really depends on the type of accessory you want to attach to the 1/4-20 onto the mount. Here we have the Insta360 and a lume cube, but what I did notice is that the screw itself, of course, it has a certain amount of depth to it. When I put the Insta360 on there, it was able to tighten up really tight, but when I put the lume cube on there, it was a hair loose. So what I did is just added a little bit of gaffer's tape on there just to create a little bit more padding and create a little bit more friction, kind of like putting a washer on there. So that when I did put the lume cube on, I was able to now twist it on really tight. I made sure I shook it around a lot just to make sure it wasn't going to come off. So I just want to make sure that you look at the accessory you're using, make sure it's fitting on properly. If it doesn't, just make some adjustments to it. Of course, it's a universal 1/4-20, so it's not really meant to just work with one accessory. You can use it with multiple ones, so just make sure it's on there tight. Now, speaking of creative lighting, I did do a photo using the LEDs on the bottom of the Mavic 2 just to do some test shots and some fun shots of lighting myself while this is hovering right above me. I'll make sure those are overlaid above on this video. Now, adding in a bright light, you can be used for multiple things. You know, the first thing that comes to mind is, of course, the search and rescue if you were to add a nice bright light to the top of it. But if, you know, you want to do creative lighting stuff, adding something here, and PGYTECH allows you to do that with this bracket and this 1/4-20 thread right on top for you to attach multiple accessories to your Mavic 2. And PGYTECH once again has been generous enough to send me an extra set to give out to you guys. Now to win is pretty straightforward. Again, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure notifications are turned on, and I want to give away all 3 of these, but not to the same person, of course. I want to give it to 3 different winners, so make sure you guys write in the comments section down below which one you guys want. Either you want the propeller holder, the control stick, or the connector. Just let you know, the control stick will also work on controllers like the Spark, the Mavic Pro, Mavic Air as well. So in case you guys were wondering about those, these 2 are specifically for the Mavic 2. The connector and the propeller holder are specifically for the Mavic 2. Thanks for watching, guys. These are just some new accessories for your Mavic 2. I hope you guys got some value, and if of course you did, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Anastacio with FlytPath.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.